Hi everybody. Ooh, look at this thing. This is what we're going to make today. We're going to make an eyeball little sack. Veins and everything. You can just stick your candy in there. And we'll tie it in the back. Okay? In the shape of a little eyeball. Alright, so what you're going to need is you're going to need some red for the veins. And this one is Scarlet from Karen 1 Pound. Okay, Scarlet. And then this is just some basic black. I'm sure it's Red Heart Super Saver. And then I'm going to use this Karen 1 Pound, and it's limeade. And of course you'll need your snippers, and we're going to do the H 5.0 millimeter, and you'll need a tapestry needle. Okay, so go get your supplies and I'll meet you back here. All right, we're going to start with the center of the eye, and then we're going to change the eye color. I think you're going to be able to see that. So I'll try it in this, I'll do it in the green so you can see. So you're going to do a magic circle. Okay. Oops. Messed up. You're going to do a magic circle. And all we're going to do is put 6 single crochets in the center. Okay. 1, 2. As long as you're going in the direction of your tail, you're going in the right direction. That's what's going to tighten up your circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm just going to tighten that a little bit. And then I'm going to find my first single crochet. You can always count backwards, not this loop, but the first V. Ooh, that gate is like squeaking, and it really gives the ambiance here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can you hear it? We're gonna slip stitch, pull it through, chain 1, and we're just gonna fasten off. That's it. 6 single crochets into the magic circle. That's your pupil. All right. I'm going to go do, actually, I think I already have one. So once you have your pupil, now we're going to add our color. So take your eye color. Okay. And here's where we tied off. And I'm just going to pull it up so you can see the hole there. That's where I'm going to join in at. Just going to go ahead and stick my hook in there. And I have my yarn already set up in my hand just like I'm normally crocheting. And let's just go ahead and pull it through and tie it on, just because it's a fiddly little thing. And then we'll take that yarn, put it to the back. Take that top piece, put it to the back. This is that center piece that is going to close that center piece down. Okay. Now, we've got those 2 top strands down. Now we're going to go right back in where we tied in at. And we're going to grab the new working yarn. And we're going to pull it up. And we're going to chain 1. Okay. Now let's go back in there again, and we're going to do a single crochet. Now go to your next one and do 2 single crochets, and do 2 single crochets in each of your 6 single crochets. You can work over your back, those back yarns if you want. You don't have to. You can just tie them because they're going to be sewed on, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to end up with 12 single crochets here. Okay, there's 1, 2. Okay, here's another hole here. There's 1 and 2. Go into our first single crochet, slip stitch, chain 1, but don't cut yet. And then you're going to want to leave probably about 12 inches because you're going to sew this onto your bag. 12 inches or so, 12, 14 inches is plenty. Okay. And then if you want, if you're worried, you can just tie these loose blacks. If you didn't sew over them, if you didn't crochet over them, you can just tie them and then cut them off. That way they're not in the way. And then that's what we have. Started with 6, and then we increased all over, and we had 12. If you ended up with 13, doesn't matter. Okay? Now, that's done. Let's get on with the bag. Okay, with your white yarn, we are going to start. You could also do a chain 2 and work all your stitches in your first chain. If you don't want to do the magic circle, that's always an option. And we're going to chain up. We're going to chain 2 to start. It's going to be our half double crochet. And we're going to do 8 half double crochets into our circle. Okay. So that this chain 2 counts as our first half double crochet. So a recap on a half double crochet will be a yarn over into our loop, pull up. We've got our 3 loops, yarn over, all 3. The first one is always tricky. Yarn over, go into your circle, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through all 3 loops. We've just now made our second one, but that chain 2 counts, so we're actually on our 3rd. So we're just going to go all the way around until we have 8 total. Start pulling that tail. Okay, 8. to join at that first chain 2 with a slip stitch, chain 2. Hey Paxer. Okay, so there's 8, that's round 1. And now for our second round, we're going to go from 8 half double crochets to 16, and that's going to be 2 half double crochets in each stitch around. So this chain 2 counts. So you're going to just pull it, and you're going to see that little hole there, and you're going to put another half double crochet in there. I don't know if you can see that. Let me pull in here. Okay, so there's our join. So this hole here. Okay, and then we're going to do a half double crochet there. Okay. Okay, so we have right there. And if I count backwards, it looks like I would need to put a stitch here because there's a loop there. But if I count backwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's where people sometimes end up adding stitches, is because they think they need to add one there. So if you ever need to question it, always count backwards. So I'm going to skip this one and go here. And that's where I'm going to add my next increase so that I'm not adding stitches. There's 2. And now I'm going to carry on because now I'm sure that I'm not adding any stitches. And I will meet you at the end with 16 half double crochets. Okay, here's that chain 2. I'm going to join at the top of that chain 2, and I'm going to chain 2. And this is what we look like right now. For round 3, we're going to do another traditional increase. So this counts as our first double crochet, or half double crochet, excuse me. I'm going to go back in there and do another half double crochet. That's our first increase. In this next stitch, we're going to do 1 half double crochet. And that's our pattern. In our next 2 stitches, we're going to do an increase of 2 half double crochets followed by 1 half double crochet. 2 half double crochets followed by 1 half double crochets. 2, 1, 2, 1. And we are going to go from a stitch count of 16 half double crochets to 24. And I will meet you at the end. 2 half double crochets followed by 1 half double crochet. 2, 1. Hey Paxer, what you doing, girl? The cat's watching me crochet. Two, 1, 2. It's just a gate. It's just a gate. My neighbor's gate doesn't hinge sometimes, and it just opens and slams. And that's what's happening out there because it's windy. Okay, 24. And that's as wide as it's going to get. I find the top of my chain 2. And when you get to the top of your chain 2, if you can go under 2 strands, that's best. If you grab just one, that happens. So, and now we're going to chain 2. And I'm just going to let it start doing its bowl, which is just popping it out. And now from here on out, I'm going to let this count as a chain 2. And then I'm going to pull this apart so I can see where my next stitch is. So here it is. And I'm going to go right here. This counts for this. This counts for this. And I'm just going to make sure that I have 24 stitches all the way around. I just want to make sure I have an even number. And this is what we're doing for the next 4 rows. We're going to do 4 rows of 24 stitches. Okay, so when you do 4 rows, I will meet you back here and we will change it up a little bit. Okay, I'm coming around on my first row. And that is my slip stitch. Okay, just so you're not confused, there's always going to be that slip stitch and then chain 2. If you don't like this cappy look, you can always do that cheat. I don't know if you remember, but you can do a half double crochet in there, skip your chain 2, and then go into your first half double crochet. Okay, I'm not doing that because this is just a candy basket. So I'm going to skip the chain 2, the slip stitch. I'm going to go straight into the top of my chain 2 with a slip stitch and then chain 2. And now I'm going to start my second of 4 rows. Okay, so you're going to go around, slip stitch, chain 2, go around, slip stitch, chain 2. Okay, I know, look, my Dremel from work, so I'm going to try and do my nails later. So I just wanted to make sure you were doing that when you came around. And see, it's not bad. For this project, it's not bad. So I will meet you after I finish 3 more rows, and we'll finish it, get this last row done. Okay, I finished my 7th row, and I know because here's 1. It's hard to see in this light, but here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now we're going to finish our last row. So here's that. I chained 1, chain 2, chain 3. In this last row, we're going to do double crochets all the way around. So chain up 3, and then I'm going to do a double crochet, and we're going to just do 24 double crochets all the way around. So recap on the double crochet is we're going to yarn over, go into our next stitch. We're going to pull up a loop, and we have those 3 loops, but we're going to split them. We're going to yarn through 2, then we're going to yarn over, and then we're going to pull through the last 2. Okay, so we're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Okay, it's just going to give us a bigger stitch. So there's 3, and we're just going to do that all the way around, and we're going to end up with 24 double crochets. And I'm going to meet you. Actually, I'm just going to stay on since this is our last row of our freaky eyeball basket. I made this like years ago, but I didn't save one. I try to save, like, I just call it my Hall of Fame, and I have this bin out in the back shed, but I guess I didn't save one because I make so many things like on the fly. I also have just like eyeballs. But I like the bag. I thought the bag would be fun to fill with candy. But I couldn't remember how I did it. All right, here's 24. Here's that slip stitch. And I think since this is the last row, let's go ahead and put a double crochet in that slip stitch. And let's pass this chain 3. And we're going to find our first double crochet. Here's that chain 3 because it looks weird. And the top of the double crochets, they start looking uniform. So it's right there. And I'm just going to slip stitch into there. Slip stitch, and I'm going to chain 1, the old traditional finger, and fasten that off. Oops. Oopsie. Okay. Okay. And that's what we got. And I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and hide that real quick. And then we're going to go ahead and do our chain and make our so we can cinch it up when we're done. Yeah. Since I fastened off back there, I'm going to make sure that's my back. Yeah. Okay. I love this time of year. All right, back to our white. And this is going to be pretty easy. We're going to start with a slip knot. And all we're going to do is chain 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I usually do it in 5s. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And for some reason, when I get to 40, I always chain 1. Nobody knows why we do the things we do. And then another little trick is just pull it. Just pull it tight. It locks in those little knots. Okay. And then that's my little back. And let's see. I'm gonna have it come out here. There's no rhyme or reason. I'm just gonna skip 2, and I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go down 2. I'm gonna skip 2 and come up 2. And that's it. I'm gonna skip 2, down, skip 2, up, skip 2, down, skip 2, up, skip 2, down, skip 2, up. Come on now, skip 2, down, skip 2, up. I had 3 cups of coffee today, y'all. This is the first Wednesday I've had off. Like, no work at all. I did not work at all. I literally sat in my backyard for like 2.5 hours. I feel like a giddy little school kid. And then I was just like, I'm gonna film today. I'm gonna work up this pattern. I even have another pattern I'm like feeling giddy about. It's just about having that magical time to let my brain work it up. Oh, what you doing there? What you doing there? Okay, so like mine here, it doesn't know what it's doing. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to bring it. It's only got one thing here. I don't care. I'm just going to pull it up. Okay. It's not straight. That's fine. It is now. The cool thing about art is that it's not about straight lines, and I mean, there are people and there are some art that is about perfect straight lines, but I like the imperfection. And you know what I could do is I could just pull this out and then it'll be more in proportion. There. Fixed it. Whatever. Okay, so there's that. I just wanted that knot in the back. Got it in the back. So. There, it's so cute. Now, let's just, I keep messing this up. Okay. Now, you can have this either way. You can have your ties in the front, okay? Or you can have your ties in the back, so your eyeball stands out. It's not like we can't take these ties out and move them however we want. I mean, once this is cinched up, nobody's gonna see it. So let's get our eyeball. Where are you at, eyeball? There you are. And let's sew them on. Isn't this cute? We should make one of these. Maybe like a witch's hat or something. Okay? Surely I can throw something like that together. You're welcome to sew straight down into your project, pull it out, and everything. But for the eyeball, I find it easier just to do the invisible sew. And all that is I'm gonna just pick it up a little bit underneath. I'm gonna pick up one strand, and let me go under. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up both of these loops. Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna just go pick it up a little bit underneath it a little bit, And you can go under 1 loop or 2. I'm just going under 2 because that's the way I've been doing it. Going underneath a little bit. Just picking up 1 strand. Going under both loops there. If they don't line up, that's fine. Okay, so like these lines are going a different direction, then doesn't matter. I'm going to pick it up, and then I'm going to just turn my needle the way I need, and then go where I need to go. How about them apples? And where are we at here? Let me pick, yeah, get this little guy here. And before I pull it all the way, cinch it. Now I'm just going to poke it back to the back. And just turning it inside out a little bit. And just go back and forth a little bit. Here's a green. Just knotting it off. Eyeball done. Okay. Now, the red. Let's go with about 2 feet. Let's string this up. There is no rhyme or reason on this. No direction. We just want it to look strained. Look, I even just did a here. Yeah. So I'm just going to pick air anywhere. How about, I'm going to start over here today. And I'm just trying to grab maybe like really close to the edge of the eye. This is my strategy, is I try to get real close to the eye. Okay, I'm going to leave a tail. And then I'm going to go straight out however long I want. In fact, I think this one's going to go up a little bit. Okay, let's go like here, and I'm just going to try to go in, like in the stitch, not in a hole. Okay, so I'm just going to feel my way into a stitch, and when I do, I want to go like in the yarn. In the yarn, in the stitch. Okay. And this is fiddly, but it's worth it when you, I mean, if you're not making like a 50 million of them. Okay, so there's that. Okay, but we have all this. Okay, so now I'm going to come back and I'm going to hold like maybe, how about a little bit more than half. I'm going to come back up, make sure I'm going to go through some yarn, and I'm going to come back up in the yarn again. So it's kind of going to tack it down for me. Okay. Okay. Kind of tacks it down. And then this is where we just kind of get creative. I'm going to tack it down again. Make sure I'm going through fibers. It's a lot faster when you're not talking. Okay. And then I think I'm gonna go, I'm gonna just do a little baby one here. Oh. And then I think I'm gonna tack it up here. So all my lines look like weirdo. Okay. And then I'm going to come back where I started. No, actually, no. Nah. I'm going to go down. Okay. And there's one vein. And then let's see, I'm going to tack it here. 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 And then I'm going to tack it. I'll do something different with this one. Okay. Okay. Ew. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Look at that. Now I'm going to do another one. Okay. So here. Look at us just being, ooh. Okay. I'm going to tie these. I was thinking about this last night when I should have been sleeping. Okay. I didn't know how it would turn out. So I'm just gonna tack another one. Okay. And then I'm gonna move it up. Am I even in frame? I totally just went into my own zone. I love it. I don't know if you guys do. I'm just totally creating here. And let's see here. Let's do one here. Maybe I'll go back over here. How's y'all's turning out? You know what? I'm going to turn this inside out so I'm not like losing myself. And just tie these. It looks like cockapoo-poo on the inside, but you know what? I don't care. Because they shouldn't be looking on the inside, right? Just take your candy and eat it and shut up. You're getting candy. That's how I feel about it. Okay, let's do this. Maybe I should zoom out. And then are you guys creating with me? Because that would be so much fun. Get out of there. And then come back up. I don't even know what I'm doing. I feel like we're in craft class. Look, Marianne. Look at mine. Okay. Now I think I'm just getting stupid with it. Okay. Okay. Okay, let me just I think I'm just going to tack this off, and then oh, yeah, I can do that. Oh my God, you guys. I know you're probably like, that looks so stupid, Rose. And I'm over here like having the best time of my life. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me, okay, maybe I'll just put like some fabric, something on there. And yeah, I'm gonna call that good. Okay, now that I know that these are tight, I'm just gonna snip this bit off, these extra tails, and yeah, maybe I'll just cut a little bit of this off. Oh, come on. That looks way better than this one. You know, but I can always add like bips and bobs, couldn't I? Oh man, I love it. That was a lot of fun. What do you think? What do you think? And I like that there's nothing up here. It's just weird and odd. Okay, I've gabbed on long enough. I hope you guys have a lot of fun in this part of it, even though it's kind of like time consuming. But how fun is that? Just to let your mind go a little bit and create. I just feel like my creativeness is so good today. All right, you guys. I've had a lot of fun spending this time with you today. And I have another project I'm working on. And I'm going to try and get that started. And I hope to see you soon. Until I see you, take care.